Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the SDCC 2017 exclusive, the Mighty Thor box set Unworthy Thor figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about you.
This is a figure that I really like. I like the way this figure came out a lot. I think they finally picked a good buck for Thor. I don't think we have gotten a definitive Thor before now. I think this is one of the best Thors that they've put out through Marvel Legends, and other times I think the bucks that they've picked for Thor have been a little bit too big. I think this was a good choice here. I think it's pretty accurate to the comics. The head sculpt is decent. I think that probably could have been a little better, but I do like this look and this design for Thor. Now, I'm not really well versed on the Unworthy Thor storyline, but I do know at some point he lost the hammer, and then he lost his arm too. So this was like a mechanical or a prosthetic arm or something like that. If you know the brief history of this storyline, let me know in the comments below. I always like to read what you guys have to say when I don't know something and you put me on the game. So despite not really knowing a storyline like that, I do know that at some point Thor and Hyperion have formed the greatest like bromance in comics in a long time with this look. And if we were to get an updated Hyperion with his kind of like Marvel Now look, that would really make this figure even more complete and make this figure more official, because the two of them had quite a few adventures together. But anyway, looking at the deco of the figure, like I said, I do like this. I love the beard. I think they probably could have put a couple of little braids in his hair. I know some versions or some artwork has them with like some kind of braids in the front with the long hair and the beard, and some versions have the beard not as pronounced. I like that they added a little bit of hair on the chest. I think that looks pretty good. I think the skin tone looks good. This sort of like prosthetic arm probably could have been a little more detailed, a little better. I like the hobo rope around his around his waist here. That's pretty cool. And the boots and everything look good. These straps look decent. It's just pretty much black pants, the black prosthetic arm. This is a sculpted separate piece here, this wrap. I do like the tattered sort of messed up cape here, and they did some nice things with weathering this and making it look really beat up and tattered, and it looks good with the little holes and stuff in there. And this is a very soft pliable material, so it's not going to hinder the articulation. Pretty sure the head pops off. Let's see. Yep, so the head pops off, and you can have him without the cape altogether and just kind of a shirtless manly look. And his musculature on the back looks very good. While I do like this head sculpt, there's something about the hair that I don't like. It kind of looks like a lace front or something. It looks like a wig almost, and you know, this is not actually even glued down properly to the side of the head. So if you wanted to take this hair off and swap it out for something else, or maybe mess around with it in some way, I just wish it kind of sat a little more flush on the head. It looks a little bit weird. Something about this looks off. Like, I like everything, the beard and the face and everything, but something about the hair probably could have just been a little bit better. So the head is on a ball joint. You can see how that looks. Without the cape, you do get a better range of motion, but the head will still look down pretty far, and it'll look up pretty far. The hair is a soft material, so it's not hindered too much. You would really have to force it to get it to look up more, or remove the cape, but you can finagle it. It looks to me like this is the Luke Cage body mold. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'll get some size comparisons going in a moment, but you get the standard articulation for the male buck. Shoulders are on the ball joint. I'm a little concerned with how the arm meets the upper torso here. There's a little gappage there, if you could see, and that's a little weird. I don't know, maybe this is actually the Grim Reaper mold. I'm not sure. I'll get some size comparisons going, because I'm thinking about how the shoulders articulating, and it's a little funny. You can see there's some real gappage there, but the arms will do a full 360. You get an upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow. You get a swivel on the wrist and a hinge, and you get a nice deep ab crunch going forward and back, and you get waist articulation, T-joint. You can get a nice wide split. Legs will come up that far, and you get upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee. This looks a little funny here, but that's how the boot is. It's not too crazy. It doesn't bother me too much. Swivel and a hinge and a pivot on the foot. And like I said, yeah, pretty standard articulation for the male buck. And just one accessory for Thor, his little axe. So like I said, he lost the hammer. Hammer went to Jane Foster, I guess, and then he picked up this weapon. I'm not sure what they were calling this weapon in the comic books. Let me know if it had a specific name or a unique name in the comments below. But this looks pretty good. You can see the wrap around the handle and some silver here. And the blade actually looks like it's kind of sharp. And it's kind of sharp to the touch here at the top. And this looks wooden, and not bad. And he can hold it with no problem. You gotta put his hand a little higher up towards the center of the weapon to really get a good firm grip. I wish the grip was firm, really firm here at the actual handle. So it's a little loose there, but if you put his hand higher up on the weapon, then there's no issue there. One thing that I really like is because he has the double jointed elbows and how the articulation works, you can actually get his weapon kind of on his shoulder, resting on his shoulder, and that's something we definitely have not been able to do with most Thors that we've received. So that is something that I really appreciate. It should be noted that Thor's hands can pop out as well, and like I said, this is a separate piece if you wanted to take that off or use it for something, and if you wanted to switch out this hand for a fist or open hand or something, if you can find another figure with matching skin tone, then you do have some options there. So a few quick size comparisons. I do believe that this is the same mold as the Luke Cage Hyperion Sentry body here. As a matter of fact, I think that this figure reuses the same boots, maybe the lower feet from Luke Cage here, and maybe the same legs. So as you can see, those all look just about the same height, girth, size. So just that Thor has the bare chest here. And this is the thing that kills me about Marvel Legends, is that the scale and size differences from characters that are the same. Now, I do like the size of this Unworthy Thor. I think that's probably closer to the size that he should be in 6-inch form. I do think that some of the Thors of the past, like this one here on the right, were a little too big, and I was never a fan of the articulation on this particular Thor. The cape was way too hard. It just didn't really get the greatest motion in the abdomen and torso area as far as crunching forward. The head and neck articulation on that one was terrible. And then you have a Colossus here from the Warlock Build-A-Figure wave on the left. So you can see Unworthy Thor. Actually, on the packaging of the box set, they had him as Odinson, I believe. I don't have the packaging because I had this shipped to me loose. I didn't bother with the packaging. I'll try to get the packaging or get one on card when it goes up on Hasbro Toy Shop. But anyway, I'm sidetracking. So yeah, there's the second size comparison. And there's the smallest female buck on Miss Marvel, and there's Enchantress, and then there's Juggernaut, who you can see is towering over Thor there. Despite a few minor gripes, this Thor Odinson, or the Unworthy Thor here, is going to go down in my book as probably the best Marvel Legends Thor to date. Like I mentioned, I just wasn't a fan of some of the Thors of the past as far as the proportions go, and especially as far as the articulation goes. I think they really picked a great body mold for this guy here. I'm a little concerned that this may be one of the figures in the set that will not show up again at retail. Really, my major gripe with this guy is just the head sculpt. Something about it is off. Something about it is just a little bit off. I'm interested to kind of maybe do some kit bashing or try some different options with the head, but I do know for certain that this head sculpt is definitely better than the one that's going to come on the Thor at retail and the Gladiator Hulk Build-A-Figure wave, because that head looks to be just a reuse of the Sentry head, which I never really liked. But This is one that I would definitely recommend. If you can't get the box set, then I don't know what's going to happen. I guess time will tell. But I do think this guy came out really nice. So thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.